Recently, I've had people ask me if I still lifted because I used to post a lot of pictures about me being in the gym and keep my progress on social media. This has been the most erratic year. I didn't even compete in 2020 at all, but I am going to do a competition on July the 10th. My goal is to establish some state records here where there are none, and then to meet this national record of the deadlift and possibly some more. I'm also going to add to my list an open powerlifting for competitions that I have participated in. So I had my Moderna shot, and 3 days later, I am weak and shaky. But if I pull 135 pounds, then I'm going to set state and national deadlift records. So I'm pretty sure I can do that, but I couldn't even pull 155. But I'll show you some squats. I've had some injuries that I've been nursing for about a year and a half. We'll talk about that later. My squat form has just completely deteriorated. To avoid using that weak muscle, I'm leaning forward, and I just don't have enough strength in my back to really be able to perform the squat the way that it's supposed to. And I realize that. But right now, it's too late for me to work on front squats to try to remedy that. You see those lines on my calf of my leg? I kept wondering, why am I seeing those when I videotape? Then I finally realized that when I sit down and rest in between sets, that I'm putting my leg on top of my foot. I'm sitting like cross-legged Indian style, and it's leaving marks on my legs, so I'm trying not to do that. I think one thing that's contributing towards my hip problems and my squat form failure is my bad posture and sitting bad when I'm trying to relax. I am visiting the chiropractor, and my massage therapist is working on this traveling pain in my pelvis area. More on that later. Let's move on to bench. If I bench something like 78 pounds, I think I can set a national record. My bench is weak, and I've started videotaping that because I see a lot of female benchers using this extreme arch of the back, and I was just curious how much of mine I arched, if any, and to see if it really helped. The taping, the recording of my moves has really helped me a lot to identify some of the weird things that I'm doing, and watching other lifters to see what they're doing is helping me a lot. So I'm going to dedicate the rest of this year to doing a little bit more research on what really and truly works for female lifters instead of just reading books about what works for male lifters. It isn't the same. Also, recording this, I realized that I put on a navy blue shirt with black shorts, but hey, it is what it is, right? My bench has traditionally been weak because I dislocated an elbow a long time ago, which was actually what got me into powerlifting. I will share that video in the text below if you're interested in how a dislocated elbow got me into powerlifting. It's quite a tragic story, but it turned out okay. But my bench sometimes is strong, sometimes it's weak. It's just not really anything that I can count on at all. Totally unreliable. I don't like admitting weakness at all, but I write down all of my lifts, the weights, how many reps I do, everything, the day, how much I weighed, how much sleep I got. And after this Moderna shot, the numbers have definitely gone down. Definitely gone down. I used to warm up by repping 155 pounds, and you're going to see here that how shaky that it is crazy. I just had to go back down and rep 135. That's all I could do. In my squats before I got the Moderna shot, I was squatting 95 pounds, okay, reaching depth. And now I'm good if I can do 75 and 85. I'm just weak as water. I have energy, but just these weird cravings. For 2 days, I craved mustard. I ate all the mustard in the house. It's the only thing I could think of that I wanted. I was drinking pickle juice. I found a jar of pickled vegetables. I was eating that. And I wasn't having any cramps. I realized that those are remedies for cramps, but I wasn't having anything like that. It's just I have energy, but I just don't have any strength. Started getting better. The rash on my arm started dissipating, and I could tell my numbers are going up a little bit. I was able to pull 155. We'll watch that. And my body weight's good. I've been able to keep my weight down. I stopped craving the mustard. The squats, when I did my reps, I'm just not making depth on the first one. And when I do my competition, I only get one shot. So I'm gonna have to remember to go ahead and make depth on that first squat, or otherwise I'm gonna get disqualified, get red lights, and it's not gonna make it. I do think that I made depth on 85 today. So if I can do that, I guess I'll just have to be satisfied with that for the meet. And I was very happy to try some deadlifting again, and it seemed like it was a little bit easier today. 155 came up today without all the shaking and all the drama, so I'm happy to see that. That's right. I have struggled with squats for years because of this pain in my lower back, and it goes around on my left side of my rear end, and pain down the back of my left hamstrings. I've tried all kinds of remedies, and right now I'm just completely and totally dedicated to getting this fixed. My massage therapist has worked on it, and I felt some relief. I don't feel like I have a fist grabbing hold to the base of my spine anymore. And it's just a matter of continuing to do the exercise until I get this traveling pain out of my pelvis. Sometimes it's the right hip that hurts. Sometimes it's the left hip that hurts. Sometimes it's the back of the left leg that hurts. Sometimes it's my tailbone that hurts. But I'm going to conquer it because I don't want these evil spirits living in my pelvis anymore. We're going to do what we got to do, right? My plan is to do front squats until I can remedy my muscles in the back, and hopefully keep me from leaning so far over, because I think that's just contributing to bad form. And I was been reading a book that I'll not name that told me that that was okay, but I'm beginning to wonder if it is, because I watched some old videos of me squatting and I didn't do that. So I'm tweaking a few things and going back to the way I used to squat, and see if it's going to help improve my weight, make my weight go up, that I can squat. I compete with wraps. I compete in the Classic Raw for the United States Powerlifting Association, and I better learn how to wrap them better than that, right? And my bench is still a little shaky, but I did manage to pull 77.5 pounds by myself, and the way that I did this was not correct. I put a 2.5 pound weight on one side of the bar, not on the other, because I don't have any chips or like fractional weights yet, but I'm working on that. So now you're about to see a failure. I'm 9 days past my second Moderna shot, and as I said, I have a lot of energy, but I don't have any strength. All my numbers have declined, and I could have even deadlift 165 today, and I was repping 175 before, and I pulled 185 just like a couple of weeks ago. It's crazy. As you can imagine, that did not do much for my confidence right here a few days before my meet. You're supposed to take it easy and not go up in your numbers the week before the meet. It's not to fatigue yourself, not to fatigue your muscles, not to stretch out anything. You're supposed to be ready and just kind of keep everything limber. But I'm just going back in the gym and doing squats, bench, and deadlift. That's all I'm doing, about like every 2 or 3 days before the meet, and practicing with my wraps because I haven't wrapped them for a long time. I'm pretty confident with the 85-pound squat. And I just had to try that 165 again. I just had to build up my confidence. So we'll see. But the happy thing is that I go to weigh in tomorrow morning, and this morning I weighed in my pajamas. I weighed 112.6, and I need to weigh under 114.5, something like that. So I'm pretty confident about my weight. I'll just have to eat with a low sodium today and not let up a lot of things. But wish me luck. Hopefully I will be able to set these state records and set at least one national record, maybe another one. We'll see. Wish me luck, and I'll report back. Thanks for watching, and please give the video a thumbs up. Doesn't cost anything. And go watch that video about why I got into powerlifting. It's an interesting story.